Greetings and welcome to the Good Friday worship service at Phoenix First United Methodist Church. I'm Lori Wyman, and I am honored to be appointed to IRA and to Phoenix United Methodist. Each person has been given a piece of paper and a pen, and as they come up to the cross, Ken will nail the paper on the cross, and after the service, we will burn them outside. And you will write a sin or something you don't like about yourself, something you want to get rid of, because today is a day about lifting our burdens, leaving our burdens at the cross. We will have all of the candles are lit, and after each reading of each station, they will be extinguished. They went to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." I took with him Peter and James and John and began to be distressed and agitated. And he said to them, "I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and keep awake." And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed. If it were possible, the hour might pass from him. He said, "Father, for you all things are possible. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I want, but what you want." He came and found them sleeping. He said to Peter, "Simon, are you asleep? Could you not keep awake 1 hour? Keep awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak."
While Jesus was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived, and with him there was a crowd with swords and clubs who had come from the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders. His betrayer had arranged a signal with them, saying, "The man I shall kiss is the one. Arrest him and lead him away securely." So when he came, he went up to him at once and said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. Then they laid hands on him and arrested him.
When day came, the council of elders of the people met, both chief priests and scribes, and they brought him before their Sanhedrin. They said, "If you are the Messiah, tell us." But he replied to them, "If I tell you, you will not believe, and if I question, you will not respond. But from this time on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the power of God." They all asked, "Are you then the Son of God?" He replied to them, "You say that I am." They said, "What further need have we for testimony? We have heard it from his own mouth."
Now Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard. One of the maids came over to him and said, "You two were with Jesus of Galilee." But he denied it in front of everyone, saying, "I do not know what you were talking about." As he went out to the gate, another girl saw him and said to those who were there, "This man was with Jesus of Nazareth." Again, he denied it with an oath, "I do not know this man." A little later, the bystanders came over and said to Peter, "Surely you too are one of them. Even your speech gives you away." At that, he began to curse and to swear, "I do not know the man." And immediately a cock crowed. Then Peter remembered the word that Jesus had spoken, "Before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times." He went out and began to weep bitterly.
It's done.
The chief priests with the elders and the scribes, that is, the whole Sanhedrin, held a council. They bound Jesus, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate. Pilate questioned him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" He said to him in reply, "You say so." The chief priests accused him of many things. Again, Pilate questioned him, "Have you no answer? See how many things they accuse you of?" Jesus gave him no further answer, so that Pilate was amazed. Pilate, wishing to satisfy the crowd, released Barabbas and handed Jesus over to be crucified.
Then Pilate took Jesus and had him scourged. And the soldiers wove a crown out of the thorns and placed it on his head and clothed him in a purple cloak. And they came to him and said, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they struck him repeatedly.
When the chief priests and the guards saw Jesus, they cried out, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate said to them, Take him yourselves and crucify him. I find no guilt in him. They cried out, take him away, crucify him. Pilate said to them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priest answered, we have no king but Caesar. Then carrying the cross himself, he went out to what is called this place of the skull, in Hebrew, Golgotha.
They pressed into service a passerby, Simon from Cyrene, who was coming in from the country to carry his cross.
When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him and the criminals there, one on his right and the other on his left. Then Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Now one of the criminals hanging there reviled Jesus, saying, are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us. The other, however, rebuking him, said in reply, have you no fear of God? For you are subject to the sentence we received that corresponds to our crimes, but this man has done nothing criminal. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. He replied to him, Amen. I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise.
Standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother, Mary, and his mother's sister, the wife of Clopas, and Mary of Magdala. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple there, whom he loved, he said to his mother, woman, behold your son. Then he said to this disciple, behold your mother. And from that hour, the disciple took her into his home.
It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. because of an eclipse of the sun. Then the veil of the temple was torn down the middle. Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. And when he had said this, he breathed his last.
When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who was himself a disciple of Jesus. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Then Pilate ordered it to be handed over. Taking the body, Joseph wrapped it in clean linen and laid it in his new tomb that he had hewn in the rock. Then he rolled a huge stone across the entrance to the tomb and departed. It's finished.
It is done.